Hi, Steve from Chorus Guitar, and following my GP-5 Valeton video, I've had quite a few people ask me how do you make the presets, the user presets. So without further ado, let's help you out so you can make some cool presets. Right, okay. Pardon the reflections on my phone. Here we go. What you need to do is you need to download the Valeton suite for iOS or your Android device. And once you've installed it, make sure that the Bluetooth is on your phone. Make sure it's switched on your phone. Okay, so what you get is you get this screen. It shows the GP-5 information icon and this other icon here. Press down the power button on your Valeton for a few seconds, maybe 3 seconds or so, and then it should flash with the little Bluetooth icon like you can see at the moment. Okay, I'm now going to press on here. Sometimes it's the angle that I'm at on my device because I've got it sat on a surface. I can't quite press it properly, so forgive me please. Okay, so then it should come up with GP-5 BLE. That was lucky. And what we've got is we've got a connect device down here that we press, and all of a sudden it all springs into action, which is really nice. Now, you'll notice that the icons that we've got down here are grayed out. So that means that there isn't anything selected, basically. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show how to make a clean patch. And first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use the inbuilt amps and speakers. I'm going to use the neural amp modeling sounds that we've got built into this device as well, so that you can hear those. Right, so what I need to do, first of all, is I need to press the NS like that. And then I need to arm it. So where it says NS here, just press that. And as you can hear, I've got a distortion sounding one, which makes a bit of a horrible hiss. I don't want that one. What I do want is I'd like this Mesh Star S. Oh, it's nice and quiet. That's good. Now, what it sounds like on its own is this. And we're going to make it sound a lot nicer. So that's it in its basic form. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change some of the parameters on the Mesh Star S. And it's a really nice model, this one. I really like it. So what we got, I'm going to have gain at 50. Volume I'm going to turn down a little bit. So I just put my finger onto the slider. It's all touch sensitive. Pop that down to 40. Or thereabouts. I'm going to go to the bass and I'm going to select 60. And then I'm going to go to the mids, select 50, which is on already, which is good. And the treble, I'm just going to just make that a little bit more and select 55. Okay, or 59, let's go down a little bit. 54 will do, that's cool. Okay, let's have a listen to that. It's still very dry, so don't worry about that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the EQ and further tone shape it a little bit. Okay, so 125 I'm going to set to 8. $400 at 8. $800 at 2. 1.6 kilohertz at 5. 4 kilohertz at 15, which will add a little bit of brightness to it. And the volume I'm going to pop down to 30. Let's have a listen to that in a minute. Here we go. That's with a humbucker on the front. I'm using a Paul Reed Smith S2 standard 22. So I'm just going to hear it with the single coil. which I think sounds rather nice. Okay, so next I've done the EQ. We're going to add a little bit of reverb, and we're going to make that sound lovely. Okay, just tap on the reverb, arm it. I'm going to set my mix to 18 or 19, either or either. My decay 20 or thereabouts. A bit more. There we go. And I'm going to see if I can get that trail to engage. There we go. Let's listen to it now. Oh, hang on. I'll tell you why it doesn't sound quite how I wanted it. I want the spring reverb. I don't want the air. The spring. Have a listen to it now. Is that set correctly? So the spring reverb, I want the mix on 18. Oops, today I didn't even notice that. I did when I played it though. And my decay, I want to set that to 20. And put that trail on. Now let's have a listen. That's nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so that's how I'd set up a clean patch. Now, what you need to do next is you just need to go to that little sort of file icon there and press on that. Let's do that. And then you can name your preset here, and then you can save it. Right, so now I'm going to show you how to make a rather tasty solo patch, or preset, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to use the neural amp modeling again. And so I press N and S. Why am I using the neural amp modeling? Well, I think it's probably something a little bit out of the usual to use this amp modeling technology, whereas normally people would just select an amp and a cab. So it's nice to see, you know, what you can do that in that respect. If you did go to an amp and a cab and selected it, what you can do is you can change obviously the cabs with the amps, and there's all sorts of variations that you can do. So test that out as well, obviously. Because this little pedal is full of absolutely wonderful amps. Anyway, so I'm going to use the amp modeling, and I'm going to use the UK SLP amp, which is, I'll let you guess what that is. Okay, so I'm going to arm it, and you can hear there's a little bit of hiss on there. So what I'm going to do, just so that it doesn't annoy us, I'm going to just go onto the noise reduction, and I'm going to press that on. Right, okay. Now the threshold I'm going to set on this is 25 because I'm going to be using some EQ and whatever, and it does kind of put a bit more gain on everything. So I'm just going to pop it onto 25. There you go. So we've got our noise reduction all set up. And how does it sound on its own? This at the moment, let's just click on that so we can see it. Let's use the humbucker. Now, it doesn't sound that impressive at the moment, does it? It sounds a little bit, you know, but we're going to change that. We're going to make it sound really cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to set up the snap tone. I'm going to put on the gain, I'm just going to have 15. On the volume, let's pop on 50, which it is on already. Let's move down the parameters. Bass, I'm going to have at 28. And my mid at 50, which is his already, and my treble at 35. And then we can have a listen to what it sounds like in a second. And so I've just done that. Oops, 34, 35. Yeah, there we go. Let's have a listen to that now. I can't wait to put some reverb on that. Right, okay, so that's that sorted out. I'm going to give it a little bit of a boost with a distortion pedal. And there's a distortion pedal in here, which I think is rather nice. Let's just find that. Oh, there we go. And it's called La Charger. And I'm going to set that up now. Gain at 30. So I'm just going to take the gain down a little bit. Sometimes we add these as a boosting effect. Tone at 35. So just take the tone down a little bit so it's not too trebly. And the volume at 50. Okay, so let's have a listen to what it sounds like now. It's kind of beefed it up a little bit, hasn't it? Okay, still needs a little bit of something. So I'm going to add a compressor to this. So I need to go to the pre function on here. And I've got the compressor up, and I'm just going to load that up. And I'm going to set the compressor sustain to 45. And the volume of the compressor I'm going to have at 30. Let's have a listen to that now. That's not bad. Right, okay, now let's add some EQ onto it. This is a really good pedal. It gives you lots of options with which to tone shape your sound. So my EQ, I'm going to set the 125 Hertz, which is your bass frequency, to -15. I don't want it to sound too rumbly or flubby, as we call it. Flubby, what a great word. Okay, so that's set at -15. 400 Hertz, I'm going to drop down to a -20. Or thereabouts. It is a little bit easy to overshoot. Right, -11 for 800 Hertz. Let's move down a little further. 1.6 kilohertz. I'm going to raise that up to 8. And my 4 kilohertz, I'm going to drop down to -10. Now, the 4 kilohertz will give you that brightness. So I don't want too much brightness on this patch. -10. There you go. And the volume, I'm going to set at 35. You can actually adjust the whole of the patch volume. There is a setting for that as well in the unit. Okay, that's the EQ. Let's have a listen to that now, see what we've got. It's a lot more focused than it was. If I take that EQ off, let's listen to it. Put the EQ on. More focused. More focused. I mean, you might like the other sound. I like the more focused sound, personally. Okay, so what I want to add on now is I'm going to add some delay. Oh, that'd be nice. Let's add some delay. And I'm going to use the pure delay, it's called. There's lots of delays in here, by the way, loads of them. So you can pick which ones you want. Okay, so the mix I'm going to set to 8. The time at 474 or thereabouts. .475 is good for me. And I'm going to set the feedback. Now, feedback, as a guitarist, we think, oh, that's that horrible sound that we get. Feedback on delay is just how many repeats you've got. So I'm just going to drop that down because when I'm soloing, I don't want the delays to get mixed in. And it sounds a bit, well, doesn't sound very good. It sounds a bit confusing. So I'm going to take my repeats down to 6. Or thereabouts. Okay, and then I'm just going to see if I can put the trail on. Normally this means when you go from patch to patch. Can I put the trail on? Will it allow me? Let's try a different angle. Yeah. When you change patches, sometimes it kind of rolls over into the next patch. Not quite sure on this one if it does or not, but I'll put it on all the same. Okay, let's have a listen to it now. Nice. So there's not too many on the end of that. So we've got our noise reduction on, and I'm just going to add on a little bit of reverb. Select my reverb at the end, turn that on, and the reverb that I'm going to use is called Spring. So select Spring from here. Now here is the settings for the Spring. Mix 18. it's very easy to wash things out with too much reverb. So I tend not to use too much of it, unless you want something that's a really big ambient sound. Decay on 20. There you go. And the trail I will try and turn on. There you go. So let's have a listen to my patch now. I think that sounds sweet. Hope you like it. Yeah, so if you want to use that distortion sound as just a rhythm sound, you can just turn the delay off. I mean, I wouldn't normally use delay when I'm playing rhythm. And you could probably take the volume down slightly, and that will work there. So it's easy to, you know, to use that patch for quite a few different ideas. So hopefully I've explained everything. Well, most things anyway, to get you started. It's a really nice little system. I like it. I've got other amp models and whatever, and they're a lot more difficult to operate. So this is a great introduction into that kind of software and what these things can do. So remember to press on there as well to do your little saving like we did last time. Well, I've been Steve Ball for Chorus Guitar School, and if you can subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic, because we all need subscribers and it doesn't cost anything. So if you could subscribe, that'd be fantastic. That'd be lovely. And I'll see you soon. And I hope this helps you a lot. You take care. Goodbye.